I think the biggest thing was actually department stores, which in their own way were very theatrical. So I was trying to be very true to my childhood, and I guess a big influence was Kienholz, the sculptor who worked a lot with mannequins. And I recently got into these M.R. James adaptations, which were done for the BBC in the 70s. And I really tried to just capture the atmosphere, but take away, he'd always have, you know, the misty beach or the haunted house, but replace them with something that you would never associate with a ghost story. So replace it with the high street, those long queues at night for the sales, the mannequins. So it's really just trying to find the unfamiliar in something very, very familiar.
Touch it. Feel it here.
Those jobs were surreal. I mean, if you worked in retail or worked in the corporate world, the language you had to use. I mean, even going to the job centre, I remember seeing an advert for a night shift for shelf stacking. They were called, the job title was Twilight Replenishment Operative. So it's the world of Miss Luckmore in the film. It's really a slight exaggeration of all these things. So for me, the surrealists I love always were grounded in reality. So in Hungary, a lot of Hungarians regard Kafka as a social realist.
May I interest you in other desired supposes in our exclusive boutique?
I'm fine for now, thank you.
The language, it was a mixture of coming from corporate or retail language with, you know, the British are notorious for their use of euphemisms, so it was again exploiting that, but also I saw this very much as a Euro film.
Then I would like you to announce your locus of residence, followed by the numbers to your telephone.
And again, it's just finding the right modulation, perhaps. So again, in the store, it's very exaggerated. In the bank, it's exaggerated, but not so much. In the house, it's almost normal. So really, with the actors, we spoke about it like a dial. 0 was reality, number 9 was the department store.
Thank you.
The pleasure is all mine, Sheila Woolchapel. Adonis will be waiting, and he will compliment you.
But for me, the number one thing was the characters. This was that I had to love the characters. That my only deviation from horror is really, I didn't like a lot of horror films when they would kill off characters for having sex or whatever. There was this kind of judgment that Sheila's not a consumerist. There's a consumerist backdrop to the film, but I would do exactly the same as Sheila in her shoes. That the power of this dress is that it's random. There's no logic to what it does. If I killed Sheila off for being a consumerist, then the dress becomes logical and it loses its power that way.